We will be discussing about sisal fiber extraction, then properties and application. Sisal is an important leaf fiber in terms of its quality and applications. It is obtained from the plant Agava siciliana. It is the botanical name of the plant. Sisal is a xerophilic crop. What do you mean by xerophilic? Xerophilic crop or plant is a species that can adaptation to survive in an environment with little liquid water. Either simply you can call it as this fiber, this plant can survive in a like a desert area. So that is the meaning of xerophic crop. It can survive in a desert area. That means even with little quantity of water, the sisal fiber will survive. Okay. Then it is under a wide range of agroclimatic condition and adaptive conditions except in waterlogged and ill-drained soils. So there is no specific climatic condition is needed for the sisal plant. So it can grow even in a desert areas. The plant grows in a moist climatic conditions with a dry season and even in rocky soil. So the countries where the sisal plant is grows, USA, Florida, then East Africa, Brazil, Indonesia, Philippines. So these are all the countries. So these are all the countries where this sisal plant is cultivating. Okay. So the botanical, actually this fiber is extracted from the leaf of this particular plant. It is usually long, narrow, which grow out from a center bud. So as the leaf matures, they gradually spread out horizontally. So the leaves are dark green in color. The length of the leaf is 1 to 2 meter in long. If you see, the width of the leaf is 10 to 20 centimeter in width at the base and 12 to 20 centimeter width at the widest part. So that is the reason why we are extracting the fiber from the leaves. Okay, the sisal leaves gradually tapered to a sharp point. The fibers placed longitudinally in the leaves and are most abundant near the leaf structure. Okay, so where you can extract the fibers placed longitudinally in the leaves and are most abundant near the leaf surface. So nearer the leaf surface, you can extract the fiber. Okay. So coming to the cultivation, how this fiber is cultivating. So the planting is done at the beginning of rainy season. As the plants are become larger, harvesting is done by cutting the outer leaves. The fiber is removed by scraping away the pulp material by a process known as degradation. Okay, so this process already we might be saw in the last classes. I have shown 2 or 3 videos where this process has been taking place, how the fiber is extracted from the leaf or from the stem. So in the degradation process, the leaves are fed through set of fluted crushing rollers. So the crushed leaves are held firmly at their centers and both ends passed between pairs of metal drums mounted with blades. Okay, so this is the arrangement of your machine. So where the leaves are passed, the leaves are crushed in between the both ends passed between the pair of metal drums mounted with the blades. So I will show you the video how the extraction has been carried out. Okay. So the blade helps to remove the pulp by crapping. In a similar manner, centers are crapped. So the fiber strands are washed and dried by means of either air or by means of other means. Okay. So this is how the cultivation and the harvesting takes place in case of sisal fiber. So now let us discuss the properties of the sisal fiber. Sisal is one of the most widely used natural fiber and is very easily cultivated because there is no need of any fertilizer, then there is no need of any protection while growing, because even this fiber is grown in desert areas. So that is the reason why I am mentioning here it is easily cultivated. Okay, it is obtained from the sisal plant. The plant, I told you at the beginning, the botanical name of the sisal plant, Agava siciliana. So these plants produce rosy of sword-shaped leaves with start out toothed and gradually lose their teeth with maturity. So once the leaves attain its maturity, the teeth portion is becoming gradually disappear. Okay, the teeth portion it becomes gradually lose their teeth portion once it attains its maturity. So each leaf contains a number of long straight fibers which can be removed by a process called decortication. Okay. So during decortication, the leaves are beaten to remove the pulp and the plant material, leaving through tough fibers behind. So the main purpose of beating the plant is in order to remove the pulp and the other parts of the plant which is present in the sisal plant. Then only you can get the fiber ultimately. So the fiber can be spun into thread. Either you can make it into a twines and you can use it for even for paper making products. Okay. So coming to the other properties of sisal fiber. Sisal fiber is exceptionally durable with a low maintenance with minimum wear and tear. This fiber is a recyclable fiber. So sisal fibers are obtained from the outer leaf skin, removing the inner pulp. It is available as slide, herringbone and twill. Sisal fibers are anti-static in nature. It does not attract or trap dust particles and does not absorb moisture or water easily. So this is the peculiar feature of this particular sisal fiber. It is having good anti-static property. This fiber doesn't attract any dirt or dust particles. Similarly, this fiber does not absorb moisture readily. In the sense, it won't absorb water readily. See, the fiber it doesn't absorb water readily. What it indicates? The moisture content of the fiber is very less. Then this fiber is not suitable for used for manufacturing a dress material. So when it is used for manufacturing a dress material, the material should have high moisture absorbency. So then only the dress material will absorb the sweat readily, which is secreted by our body. The sweat has to transport to the atmosphere readily. So that is the reason why we are using cotton and polyester material while making shirting or shooting or whatever may be the dress material. So the fine texture takes place, actually it can easily dye. So this fiber can be easily dyed and offer the largest range of dyed colors. So this is a natural fiber. You can use direct dyes or reactive dyes. So the dyes which is used for dyeing natural fibers are mostly suitable to dye this sisal fiber. So coming to the other properties, it exhibits good sound absorbing property. So this is the main advantage or specific properties in sisal. It has good sound absorbing property. So you can use it in terms of theaters. So wherever you need sound absorbing material, you can use it. This material, sisal, can be used as a sound absorbing matter. Okay, and impact absorbing properties. So in terms of leaves, it can be treated with natural borax. So it can be used as a fire resisting property also. If the sisal fiber is treated with borax, so ultimately the fiber will have good fire resisting property. So once it attains its fire resisting property, so you can use it as a fireproof material in terms of firefighters. Okay, wherever there is a fire accident, then this fiber can be used as a dress material. Then it can resist the fire. Okay, so it can be used as a firefighting clothes once it is treated with borax. The fibers are made of elementary fibers, that is 4 to 12 micrometer in diameter. The fibers are very finer. Please look at the diameter, 4 to 12 micrometer in diameter. If you look at the length of the fiber, it is 45 to 160 centimeter in length. So the length of the plant. So if you extract the fiber, the length little bit it will gradually reduce. Not so much reduce. It becomes from 30 centimeter to between 120 centimeter. Yes, if you look at the specific gravity of this fiber is 1370. If you look at the moisture absorption property, if you look at the water absorption property, it is 110. The tensile strength of this fiber is, it is expressed in terms of megapascal, 347 to 378. So it has good tensile strength. Similarly, the modulus of elasticity is also very, very high. It is having 15 gigapascals. So already, so where this fiber is available, I think this already I have discussed in the previous slide. Already I have discussed in the previous slides. So coming to the chemical composition of sisal fiber, so cellulose is having 65% it occupies, hemicellulose 12%, lignin it occupies 10%, wax material it contains 2%. So totally the chemical composition of the sisal fiber it contains 100%. If you look at the chemical composition, it occupies 65%. Okay. So when you look at the chemical characteristics, that is identification of sisal fiber. So the sisal fiber, it is basically cellulosic in nature. So if you look at the color of the fiber, it is gray ash color. Okay. So after burning, it will give a paper smell, or sometimes it will give a grass smell. Okay. So if you burn the paper, what the smell is coming out? The similar type of smell is coming out from the sisal fiber. Okay. Similarly, a grass type of smell. So coming to the advantages, they are very well resistant against moist. These fibers have good tension resistance and having good tensile strength. I told you at the beginning, even this fiber is having good tensile strength property. They are very well resistant against heat. So sisal fibers are having retained plastic shrinkage controlled cracking development at the earlier ages. Sisal fiber is conditioned in terms of sodium hydroxide solution, retained respectively with 72.7% and 60.9% of their initial strength. So these are all the advantages of your sisal fiber. So if you look at the disadvantages, the decomposition in alkaline environment, and it is attacked by biological, that is it will attack by insects. So this is the main disadvantages in terms of sisal fiber. So when the sisal fiber is treated with sodium hydroxide solution, the fiber it will start decomposition. So this fiber is readily attacked by your insects. So okay, so that is the drawback in case of sisal fiber. So coming to the applications, sisal is used commonly in shipping industry. Okay, then it is also used as a core material of the steel wire cables of elevators, being used as a lubricant. It has good flexibility. So traditionally, sisal fiber was the leading material for agriculture twine. Okay, when you are transporting grains from one place to another place, no, that grain bags. So while transporting this sisal thread or sisal twine, it can be used for tightening purpose. So although this has now been overtaken by polypropylene, previously this sisal twine is used. Nowadays this polypropylene twine is used. Okay. Then it is used in automobile industry with fiberglass as a composite material. So this sisal fiber is used along with the glass fiber in order to make a composite material. See, the other products developed from sisal includes, okay, catch scratching post, lumbar support belts, rugs, slippers, clothes, and disc buffers. So these are all the products which are produced out of the sisal fiber. So sisal is used by itself in carpets or in blends with wool and acrylic for a softer hand. Okay, so sisal is used by itself in carpets or in blends with wool and acrylic for a softer hand. So these are all the applications of your sisal fiber.
Sisal fiber is produced from various varieties of the agave plant, which are indigenous to the arid regions of North and Central America. The plant is characterized by its leaves, which grow to a length of over 1 meter and yield a long, creamy white and very strong fiber. It's a hardy plant that prospers in areas of limited rainfall and is able to withstand extended periods of drought. Globally, the total fiber produced annually is estimated at approximately 220,000 tons from the main growing areas in South America, specifically in Brazil and Mexico, China, and East Africa in Kenya, Tanzania, and Madagascar. Historically, sisal fiber was primarily used to manufacture agricultural baler twine, as well as other cordage and sacks. But these markets have declined in importance, particularly for African sisal. The high-quality fiber produced in East Africa is sold into a variety of markets and is used in high-quality carpets, buffing or polishing cloth, wire rope cores, and in specialty pulps that are used in the manufacture of, among other things, cigarette papers and banknotes. Sisal fiber is increasingly used in the building industry, particularly for plaster reinforcement. Sisal is also used in dartboards, handicrafts, and there is an emerging potential in composites for the car industry and in plastic products. Brazil is the largest producer of sisal fiber. Here, the plant is grown by small-scale farmers and the leaves are processed manually through a small machine known as a raspador. The dried fiber is sold to merchants and ultimately brushed and baled. Unlike in East Africa, where most fiber produced is exported, the majority of fiber produced in South America is consumed within the producing countries. In East Africa, sisal is almost exclusively produced on large-scale commercial plantations, primarily using a specially developed hybrid plant. During its lifespan, the plants can offer up to 20 cycles of cutting. The cut leaves are tied into bundles, which are then arranged at the end of planting rows for verification and collection. Leaf bundles are loaded by hand onto large trailers and transported to the processing factory. At the factory, the leaves are passed through a large machine known as a decorticator or corona, where the fiber is extracted. Water is used in the decortication process in order to wash the fiber and to assist in the removal of leaf tissue. The wet fiber is then taken to drying grounds, where it is spread onto wires and left to dry for a period of 24 hours. When thoroughly dry, the fiber is taken to the brush room, where it is brushed to separate the individual fibers and prepare them for grading. The fiber is graded according to length, color, and blemishes. After sorting, the different grades of fiber are placed in boxes which are delivered to a baling press, where the fiber is compressed and consolidated into bales, ready for shipment. Considerable attention is given to grading and quality control, with the higher grades fetching a better price. The main grades produced in East Africa are 3L and UG.
Fiber is a soft fiber extracted from the leaves of pineapple plant. The botanical name is Ananas cormus. This plant is widely cultivated for the fruit in the tropical and subtropical regions of the world. Yes, most of you might be aware, the main purpose of the cultivation of this plant is for the fruit purpose only. So nowadays this pineapple fruit is available. Okay, the season is in the month of August and September. The crop is replanted with new plants once in about 3 years. The plant has very short main stem which produces at first roasty of leaves and later grows longitudinally. So this fiber is cultivated in Philippines, Taiwan, Brazil, Indonesia, India, Hawaii, West Indies are the chief producers of pineapple plant. So the fiber is extracted either by means of decortication process or by combination of water retting and scraping. So either you can do by means of decortication process, or you can combine with water retting and scraping. So in either way you can extract the fibers from the pineapple. The fiber can also be extracted by using machine. The extracted fiber will be in the form of long strands and slightly dull yellowish in color. Okay, the extracted fiber will be in the form of long strand and slightly dull yellowish in color. These fibers are then washed and dried, then gently combing the fibers in wet condition with fine pins separate the fibers from coarse bundles. So this is how you have to separate the fibers using fine pins. This fiber is fine with considerable length. Okay. So the pineapple fiber is more ordered, that is, it is more crystalline. The strength and elongation is comparable with cotton fibers. Please look at the point. The strength and elongation is comparable with your cotton fiber. However, both flexural rigidity and torsional rigidity are higher than that of your cotton fiber. So these two properties are very much important. This fluctual rigidity and as well as the torsional rigidity are very much important. So when you look at the pineapple fiber, these two properties are very higher than that of your cotton fiber. So this is the advantage in case of pineapple fiber. So the initial modulus is very small because of the stripping of the cellulose molecule on the application of load. So the initial modulus is very small. So the reason is we are removing the cellulose molecule. So that is the reason why the initial modulus is very low. So the fiber can be dyed by using direct dyes or basic dyes and reactive dyes. So because since the fiber is a natural fiber, so you can use direct dyes, basic dyes, reactive dyes to dye the material. So these fibers are mostly used for making ropes, tablecloths, mats and handbags. So where these fibers are used? These fibers are mostly used for making ropes, tablecloths, mats and handbags.